End of the film, take one. Well, that was this week's video. Hope you enjoyed. I'll start again because the makeup aren't here, are they? I mean, you know, that's. Can we have makeup, please? Right, start again. Oh, maybe about 12. It's like being in a war zone with all these planes flying around, sirens going off. Nice to see you, son. Things could get messy. It's Friday. Welcome back to Rudgey, aka the Doctor. If you haven't already, please hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe. Sit back and enjoy the ride. If you visited the Coffee and PayPal page this week, thank you ever so much for doing that. Massive, massive help to me. Well, where are you, Rudgey? On a nuclear war zone? No. As some of you who follow me regularly will know, last week there was a fire, a big fire. Well, actually there was three. Now I can hear a few people shouting, global warming, you don't like windmills, blah, blah, blah. Greece is a very dry country, always has been. In the 35, nearly 36 years now that I've been coming and going from here, we've always had at least 2 months of high 30s into the 40s. And it's not unusual to not get rain from the end of May, maybe June, through till September. Now, if that happens, it's very easy to set fire to stuff. These fires are arson. They've already decided that. They've just got to catch the perpetrator. Now, if you look back through historically, the fires last year and the year before, they're all usually set by somebody. They're not an accident and nothing to do with global warming. So, I thought I'd bring you down and show you what it was all about, because I know a few of you were concerned. And thank you for all those people who emailed me, got me on Messenger, WhatsApp. Thank you, we're all okay. Jackie's house was pretty close to the fire, to be fair. I was on the balcony ready to grab hold of the hard drive for her business and go, right, I'm out of here. But it was okay. The fire brigade, I can't speak highly enough of them. I don't think I've ever said this before. These guys are heroes, they really are. What they have to work with, they are heroes. On the ground, well, I wouldn't want to do that, you know. It's so unpredictable. They're not stupid when they set these fires. They set them when there's a strong wind, and that makes it very difficult to put out. And of course, the wind blows the trees. You get a tree go up, all that carries on to the next part of the acreage, and then that goes up. And if you're caught in the middle of it, well, I'm afraid you're toast. As far as the people who fly the planes, them guys are crazy. They are really. They're up here in my estimations. I watched them, and coordinating all that stuff must have been a nightmare. We had 3 big planes. We had 2 smaller planes with skis on that they can go into the sea, pick the water up that way. We had 2 helicopters that take like a trunk like you'd have on an elephant and suck the water up into the helicopter. And then we had our 2 1940s. I think somebody's told me they're 1940s crop dusters. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what they are. Now, these things are great for spotting fires, and they do put smaller ones out, but I mean, I don't know how they managed to get this out. It was a massive, massive fire. So yeah, thank you ever so much if you're in a part of that. On behalf of all the residents here, we really appreciate you guys. Fantastic work. So yeah, why somebody would do that, beyond me. Think of the wildlife and stuff like that. Anyway, I've said my piece on that now. So should we get on with the video? I think we should. Let's get on with the video. Right, so we're on the way out to pick my boy Norton up, my son, who's been on an epic tour of Europe apparently with his girlfriend. So he's currently en route to Sami from Italy on the ferry. So as I'm driving out the village, I thought, well, I better tell you guys about it, because otherwise you wonder who he is, won't you? So yeah, we're just leaving Karavados now, en route to Sami. I haven't had any breakfast yet, because as you know, I don't do mornings. I was up reasonably early this morning sorting things out, banking and things like that, because I'm probably not going to get a chance. So yeah, I'll report back when we get to Sami. Currently on the mountain road, we're on the drop down towards Sami now. We've come over the top past the signs for the mountain, Enyas, and as you can see, the roads are pretty good. And of course, as I've said many a time, if you're not used to driving over here, if you're in a manual car, turn the aircon on and use a lower gear and let the engine brake you down the hill. Otherwise, all you're going to do is use up the brake pads and discs on that car, and when it goes back to the hire company, they have to replace those, don't they? Just take your time. These hills are steeper than you think. The other thing is, it's a safety concern, because it has been known for people to run out of brakes. If you get them too hot, you won't have brakes, will you? But don't be put off by that. Like I say, take your time, and the views are spectacular. I'll show you in a minute. Yeah, the drive over these mountains can be extremely rewarding for the passenger. Of course, if you're driving, you probably haven't got much time to think about that. Anyway, we're nearly there now. Looking forward to it. I haven't seen him for 2 years, maybe a bit longer. We were trying to work that out when we were talking on WhatsApp the other night. It's been a while. That's one of the things you have to consider when you move to a foreign country. You know, my kids are pretty independent really. I don't see much of them. Didn't see much of them when I was in the UK. They got to an age where they'd got things to do, so they didn't want to be with Dad every weekend. And that's fair enough. They've got their lives, their story. Doesn't mean to say I don't miss them, and I'm really looking forward to this. Look at that view. Alright, now coming up is a place I highly recommend. that place there, the museum for the boats and stuff, that place is amazing. It really is worth a trip to. It's on the road into Sami, as you can see. I think he only charges €5 to go in and out, and the guy's story is amazing. He sold everything he had in the world to get that going, and he makes all the models himself. Fantastic place. Anyway, we're nearly there now. Here's another good place to go if you want honey and local produce, herbs and stuff like that. That's another little tip. Right, let's get into Sami and get my boy picked up. Right, so here we are. Now, normally I would go straight on here and round the back, but we're on a mission today, so we're just going to go and find somewhere to park up, get a coffee, close to where he's going to come in, or where I think he's going to come in. Probably find he's going to come in further up or something, I don't know. So here we are, Sami. Right, we're here. Norton's probably going to come in over there where the coaches are, just over there. I'm going to have a look at the time, and if I've got time I might get an omelette in that place there, or a cup of coffee. Now, last time I came here, the guy was very rude to me when I tried to park over there, and I wasn't going to go again, but I actually think the venue that I like is actually next door to it, so we'll go and have a look and get a coffee. Well, it seems the place I wanted to go into didn't do omelettes, so I've had to come here. But anyway, never mind. I can see the port, so we're all right for seeing when Norton comes in. Well, the staff might be very nice, but I'm not going to win any awards for the coffee. As you can see by my hand, that's quite small for a cappuccino. We'll see how much they charge. And it is the place that the guy was rude to me, because the guy's just come out, so we'll see. So he asked me if I wanted some water. We've got a big bottle there. I'm not going to argue because I need to hydrate, but yeah, not going well so far. We'll see what the omelette's like. Well, that's not an encouraging sign. I just brought some bread out, 3 pieces. We'll see how much this costs. Well, the omelette looks good. And the young lady's very friendly that brought it out, very nice, so we'll see how it goes. Well, the omelette was actually very good, and he got chips with it and bread. But over there, I don't know if you can see that, I think that's Norton's boat, so I'm going to go and pay the bill and meet them. Now then, that was interesting. Let's get the windows down. The place that I've just eaten at is the place where the guy was rude to us on one of the videos, as you've probably already seen. The staff, other than him, are extremely friendly, very helpful. Omelette, coffee, water, big thing of water, €15, which a little bit expensive for my budget, but not out the window. Omelette was very nice, and when I went and said to the young lady the omelette was very nice, she introduced me to the, I would imagine, the father. He's probably in his 70s, and if I'm wrong, I'm not being rude. But yeah, really nice guy. We were chatting away, and I said, you know, now that makes sense, because a lot of these places have been taken over by the children who can cook, but you can tell when something's being cooked by the parents, can't you? That's all I'm going to say. So yeah, this place here, right next to the where the ferries come in, was all right. Let me know in the comments if you've been there. That was all a bit rushed. Norton's ferry came in quicker than I thought it would. It's my fault, wasn't really watching the time properly. So now we're going to go up to where I thought it would come in here, where we are currently, but I suppose he'll have to go through customs, won't he? If he's come from Italy. I don't know. We'll find out when we speak to him. Anyway, there's his ferry. And this is one of the beaches, believe it or not. As you can see, there are people swimming. And a ferry coming in just there. Yeah. Interesting, eh? We all know what that word means. And there they are. Right, so Norton's request was, one of his only requests really, got a bit of a shock coming, was he wanted to see the Italian truck because he's obsessed with all things Second World War. So as a rite of passage, all my guests, as you know, if you watch the channel regularly, come and see this leftover relic from Captain Corelli. He said he watched the film and it wasn't all that.
The accent leaves something to be desired.
Yeah, a few people have said that. Anyway, yeah, this is Norton, my boy, and his girlfriend. I might try and nick a few of his pictures. He's a talented photographer. He actually did, if you go on my Rudgey aka the Doctor Facebook page, he's done a few of the pictures on there. Right, so Norton's been here 5 minutes. He's already found out this wasn't Italian, it's French. Born, and it was built in '59, the year I was born. Now, for those of you who have asked me where it is, down in that direction is the town of Sami, the port. If you come straight out of Sami heading for Agostoli, eventually you'll go to where there's a Y junction. You want to go straight on at that Y junction, which is easily missed, in the direction of Poros. And about 1/3 of a mile up the road you'll see this garage and this yacht, and then you'll see this particular vehicle here. Another bearing would be landmark, whatever, would be that place there. So if you're coming from Poros, you come through the mountain and you're almost into Sami, so you'd be looking for that sign there. And if you go past that garage, you've passed it. But I'd hurry up because, like I say, they've already nicked the grill out the front of it by the looks of it. Somebody's been in there, and I don't know whether it's becoming popular and people are taking souvenirs with them, but it's a shame. Somebody needs to do something with that. Anyway, nice to see you, son. Things could get messy. Right, it's Norton's first night. He hasn't had Dad's chips for ages, so we're doing Dad's chips. Dad's Greek salad with tomatoes, cucumber, red onion, pepper and olives. In the oven, souvlaki from the butcher's. That's alright for a growing lad. So what do you rate of that then, Norton?
5 stars.
When did I last cook for you? I can't remember.
Many a year.
Yeah.
In a galley as well, that time.
Yeah, on the boat, yeah. Probably mould in the hole or something, which we'll talk about another day. So we've got Kadopolo souvlaki, salata and potatoes. Dad's chips, in other words, which are famous. Right, we're going to get stuck into that, so you lot can go and do something else while we do that. Right, so first day here for my lad, and I brought him to a beach where apparently when he was little a sea urchin got his foot. But he remembers it. So anyway, I thought I'd film this. I wasn't going to, but I thought I'd film it because, interestingly enough, they've cleaned the beach up. It's absolutely fantastic compared to what it was, as you saw on a few videos ago. But there's a beach bar here, so we'll go and investigate that, see what that's all about. Norton's going to have a little swim, take some pictures. Got some super yachts out there. What a great day to be alive. I'm going to get all controversial on you now. I'm going to try and walk along the beach because my knee is still not good. But now, I know a lot of you like sunbeds, but I much prefer the old way of doing things to that. I mean and it seems to be where the island's going more and more. So let's have a walk up the other end. It's unbelievable that this was absolutely trashed a few months ago. They've worked really hard to get it back to what it is. They've even got the sand back. I mean, I thought that was pretty impossible to do. There's your beach bar. Yeah, I don't know about this really. This was one of the few beaches you could come where they didn't have any of that. If you wanted, really, in my opinion, you want that, you go to Lourdes. But I know a lot of you are going to say, well, it's progress and it's what's needed for the island. Yeah, this end here, we'll turn around in a minute and look back, was absolutely devastated during that storm that we had. It's my knee gone again. Still good bits of driftwood lying around there. Yeah, I mean, it's not too bad. There's not too many sunbeds, and there is a law against that now, putting too many out. But it's whether they adhere to that. I don't know. I think it's a bit of a shame. It is a beautiful, unspoilt beach without those. Anyway, I'm sure a few of you are going to let me know in the comments what you think about it. I'm going to walk back now. I was going to go to the beach bar, but I don't think I'm going to support it. I'm going to go back and rest my knee while my boy has a swim. And then I think we're off to the abandoned village of Lahata for him, so he can go and film that. I might film that for you. But it's a great day to be alive. Yeah, well. It's interesting to see what they do with the beach bar when they're finished at the end of the year, because it won't be there if they leave it. It won't be there the next summer, that's for certain. At least there's no music yet. Swims like a fish, that boy. Seems his girlfriend does as well. Any good?
Salty.
Well, I guess that's another beach sold out to the god of sunbeds and beach bars. Won't be long before there's music there. And of course, when you do that, more people come down. They can't build another taverna here. Or can they? Anyway, just my opinion. I'm sure you're going to leave in the comments what you think of that, but there is a big majority of people that are on my channel that stopped coming here because this started to happen. There is a law against having more than, I can't remember what it stated now, it was a while back, they've introduced it last year I think, but you're only allowed to have so many sunbeds per square metre of sand. But, well, that's too many in my opinion. If you halved that, then I'd be happy with that. I mean, what's wrong with that? Rocking up like that, you know? Anyway, just my opinion. I'm going to take these two now to an abandoned village now they've had a swim. Of course, I suppose I don't explain myself very well, but along with the beach bar now will come all this. Anyway, like I say, just my opinion. Some of you are going to love that, and that will bring money to the island, which is good for my friends, because it has been very quiet. So let's get back in Kylie and go to the abandoned village. So we went swimming this morning, as you saw at Trapezaki, and then Norton wanted to go off and have a look around the place, so I took him to Poros, to where the submarine memorial is, because he likes doing photography. He's really good at that. He went to uni for it, to be honest, and I thought there was some good stuff he could photograph there, so he went and photographed that. Then we drove from there to Sami, where we had some lunch at one of my favourite places. and then on to Olvalahata, the abandoned village, which he spent a good hour or two while I sat in the car because my leg is not good today. So I couldn't walk with them, unfortunately, so they wandered around there. And then we went to Midas, where you could have a look at, you've got to go there, haven't you, to come here. And now we're at St Thomas, because Norton wanted to go for a swim before we go home. So before we go and water the Hobbit's garden, Norton and Yaz are over there getting ready to go in for another swim. Me, well, I'm just sitting there having the first beer of the day. I'll report back later when we've got something else to report on. Flames now. Fortunately, the wind's blowing it away from this building. The problem is, they even got the helicopter in. Now the helicopter will go out to sea and fill back up. the video's picking this up, but he's just going down by the beach there to fill up. I don't know whether you can see that. You can see just make out the fireman there. So that's going to take some putting out. Isn't it funny how these fires on open land start when there's a bad wind, which will spread the fire? Isn't that funny? And they call them wildfires. But last year, pretty much every single one of them was set by somebody. And funnily enough, my landlady was saying that there's wind farms going up on one of the sites where the trees burnt down. Make of that what you will. But yeah, this is, I think this plot of land here had a fire last year, funnily enough. There comes the helicopter with more water. Yeah, I got a good look at that one. That's one of the helicopters that has a hose. They lower that into the sea and draw the water up into the helicopter, and it's got like a bomb door on it, bomb bay door, and it opens up and drops it on the fire. But you know it's pretty serious when they've had the helicopters come in from the mainland. Like there's another fire way over the back there. This one here was of more concern to me. It's getting a bit closer. It's pretty amazing that they're doing this, and at the same time, as you can see in the background there, well, I don't know whether it's picking it up or not, but there's a plane coming into land at the airport. They're saying they got it under control according to the latest news, but it doesn't look like it to me. Lots of activity for sure. Planes and helicopters everywhere. I've never seen so many. Looks like that last pass managed to get most of that larger fire out there. Although there is one still raging there. You can see the heat haze coming up off it. Oh yeah, there you go, it's flared back up. This is the problem when you've got high winds, and why they close Mount Enyas, because it's very difficult to put a fire out when the wind's blowing. like being in a war zone. There's planes and helicopters absolutely everywhere. How they're coordinating this, I don't know. They must be going off visuals, but here comes one of our crop dusters. I apologise if the filming isn't very good. Well, that was this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'd like to say as much as I enjoyed making it. I enjoyed the bit with my son and his girlfriend. The fire, that was a bit tense, let's put it that way. Yeah, the guys who fight these fires are something else. I'm currently stood quite a distance, probably half a mile away from where I filmed that, on the road into Karavados. It looks like this is where it probably started. There's little pockets though, and it just goes to show you that God or Jesus or somebody's looking down on these people, because there's a house there and the fire's gone round it and it's completely untouched. Very strange. But as you can see, scenes of devastation. This goes on for miles. Little pockets, big spaces. Yeah, they must have been fighting little fires here and there. It looks to me like somebody set several fires. They say there was 3, but well, I don't know. And while I've been here, over there, the wind blew and a load of ash and stuff flew up. It just goes to show you how easy these things can be carried. So that was this week's video. And as I said, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please feel free to hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe, because that helps me a massive amount. If you hit the subscribe, sit back and enjoy the ride. It will push these videos further afield and I'll get more viewers. Like, share and comment. I like the comments. I don't always, I read all the comments, but I don't always comment back because, as you can appreciate, I have the emails to deal with. People WhatsApp me, and on the coffee page, which is what it was set up for, people talk to me on there. So it can get quite busy. And as you saw a few videos ago, my daily routine now revolves around the site, really. It's nice to have a little bit of time off, but of course, being a YouTuber, you never do. It's what I signed up for, so there you go. Hobbit will be back in a couple of weeks. A few of you have asked about that. She was a bit worried about her house, I don't blame her. So yeah, the banter will continue. I'll see you guys next week. Thanks ever so much for your support, and thanks for watching. Wherever you go, there you are, and dreams come true. True story. So yeah, this is a little pocket, and as you can see, the trees are okay there, a bit scorched, and then further on the burnt again. There's a little pocket here that the fire brigade obviously put out, and one there. And if we walk down here, this house here, or facility, whatever it is, it's a big house, got away with it. But just round the corner there, the fire, it goes round. Strange.